Watertown man's apartment was searched after police allegedly caught him selling drugs on the street. Members of the Metro Jefferson Drug Task Force say they saw 40-year-old Timothy Leo selling drugs and arrested him for possessing and selling a controlled substance. Police say they also arrested him outside the Franklin Street Market on outstanding warrants for third-degree criminal possession of a controlled substance and third-degree criminal sale of a controlled substance. While he was in custody, police used a warrant to search his apartment at 624 Franklin Street on Tuesday and seized about $430 in cash, around 4,500 envelopes of fentanyl, and several weapons. That resulted in another charge of third-degree criminal possession of a controlled substance. Leo was arraigned and jailed on a bench warrant charges. Bail was set at $25,000 for the new charge. Police say more charges are pending as they continue to investigate.